A very good evening to all. Before getting into the case presentation, I would like to take a few moments to express my internship journey with the Jyoti Srinivas ma'am through this 108 days lifestyle reset program. So through this journey, I had a beautiful self transformation where I worked on physical fitness, holistic wellness, and nutritional approach. So it helped me to build a deeper connection with myself and transformed my approach towards health, life, and wellness. So today I'm going to present about my self transformation, which is holistic healing beyond past dreams and forgotten self care. It is purely a lifestyle reset journey. Let me introduce myself. I am Kavita Satish, 38-year-old learner, an engineer by qualification, a teacher by heart, and a professional who loves to create transformation in others. From learning, I found joy in teaching. From my own experience, I found the power of transformation. From seeking answers, I started guiding others. So my identity was not just limited to one role, it was journey of continuous evaluation. To understand more about my transformation, let us know like how the life I lived. Usually, my mornings start with by supporting farming activities, taking care of household activities. Then I'll get ready to school. Even after coming back from school, I love to spend time with the plants by watering them, again taking care of this farm animals and household responsibilities and focusing on my studies. So naturally, a movement was not just an exercise, it was my simple way of living. So after schooling, I entered into college where I have joined NCC. This a new phase gave me more discipline, more endurance, and more training. So this is sports and a hostel version kept the active version of me alive in this movement part, and the life started moving, and even I entered through career job, and I got married and become pregnant, and then I become mother. So like many of us, I was also happily involving and taking care of things around me. I grown into different roles and responsibilities, learned new skills, and enjoyed each and every phase of my life. But I never realized that somewhere I was the time and connection I had with my body, my own personal growth, my dreams, and the way I take care of myself, right? It is all started slowly reducing. It was not last, actually, it was past while I was involving in other roles and responsibilities. So, to understand more about it, after looking into the life how I lived and the present moment where I was standing right now become my moment of awareness with my body signals. Even now I was healthy, now I was capable, I was able to show up for every role and responsibilities that is coming in my way. But if you ask me to do things from morning to evening, I'll make sure to get the things done. But at the by end of the day in the evening, surely my energy will be drained, and I'll be very tired, and this tiredness will be turned out sometimes frustration or sometimes irritation or sometimes anger, especially with the close to ones. So this low energy level with the lower functional strength, with this excess body weight, with no physical and active movements, brought me this brought made me to listen to my body, and I started giving attention to these signals. So while once I started giving attention, I started noticing the baseline measurements of this starting phase of the journey. So during this phase, like you can see there was an excess weight, and with a low energy level, moderate sleep quality, and with a waist hip ratio in the health risk range. Actually, when I stepped into this program, I had only one thought in my mind. I have to reduce my weight. And while progressing this journey, I started looking beyond the weight loss, that is beyond the numbers on the scale. So once I started looking like that, obviously it was the body signals. So again, I started analyzing what was behind this body signals. So behind this body signals, I started noticing myself, like how my routine was for a whole day, and how my thought process, how was my energy pattern, and the way I taking care of myself, my emotions, my sleep pattern, like each and every minute detail I was started noticing. So to understand more about this body signals, I started looking into 7 areas of life under holistic approach. So when it comes to physical health, I usually sit in a one place and work for a long time. So after a long hours, if I want to move around, if I take a step ahead, I started feel a discomfort, and later on a slight numbness has been added to the my body. And it was lost for only a few seconds, and after that I'll be very casual and I'll go with my routine. And later on it progressed to knee discomfort, that is knee pain, and sciatica nerve pain, and this neck strain. And when it comes to emotional and mental health, I grew up in a farming village. So to call someone from a distance, I used a longer voice for communication. And this louder voice has been seen as a very stronger voice, or confident voice, or boldness voice. At the same time, it has also been seen as a too dominant, too angered voice, or too stronger angered voice. So that is the moment, like I started suppressing my emotions, because that I started thinking like this. Because of this voice, am I starting hurting others? Why am I like this? So this is the starting phase, like I suppressed my emotions. In addition to this suppression, I would like to add about my menstrual journey. So, during this menstrual journey, from my puberty, that is from the first day of my menstruation, I used to get a very severe menstrual cramps and leg pain. So, even though the pain was relieved through alternative approach, the fear of getting pain was stayed with me, because unknowingly or unnoticingly for every month I make myself physically, mentally get ready to face the pain. So it was like a playing a victim role in every month cycle. So slowly, the fear of getting pain become more stronger than the actual pain itself. This deep rooted fear because of this pain has entered in me very strongly. And in addition to this, another layer would I like to add is, like before a few days of my marriage, we have received an anonymous mail. Till now, I am not able to find who is the sender is. That mail is full of false statement, false narrations, and it was like a type of a sexual harassment letter. So I was completely broken. I lost myself because I started crying for a long time, and without realizing what was I'm doing at that moment. And it was almost happened 10 years back, and that whenever the I remember or that memory is triggered, the I stopped myself, like I stopped looking at myself what was doing at that moment, and I start crying, and I'll be questioning myself why I was targeted, why it was happening to me alone like this, why it was me alone. So like that this type of self criticism has developed in me unknowingly. And with addition to this, another layer I would like to add upon is the motherhood. I'm not able to feed breast milk to my kid. So that creates a severe emotional distress to me, because for everyone, like for a mother, it has the primary duties. We have to give a breast milk for to the kid, and as I'm not able to do it all again, I started to questioning myself why I'm not able to do like this. Am I a good mother? Why it is happening for me alone like this? So again, this is self-criticism, this is self-blaming. This created a several emotional distress for me in this emotional and mental health phase. When it comes to relationship, during my childhood, I experienced two sides of relationship. In one side relationship, being a girl child, I was not valued and I was denied for the basic needs like education, new dresses. And in another side, being a girl child, I was valued and I was supported for my whole journey. So, by growing up with these two experiences, I strongly value my relationship. So, with this, when I entered into the marriage phase, during the initial days, all the love and bond care was always there. But there will be some ups and downs, and some misunderstandings will be there, right? And those misunderstandings will be purely of not understanding each other perceptions or each other expectations, right? Because that is not due to lack of love. It was some communication gap, or the because we both came from different way of environment and different families, and we both used to think different ways to handle the same situation. So this indifferences of opinion, right, it creates some communication gap, and this communication slowly created a distance between us. So when the distance was increased, I slowly started suppressing my perception and my pain of hurt, because I started doing like this in order to avoid the situation worse. And so this all started suppressing and hidden within myself. Even in the motherhood, I expect like to my child to learn and explore. Even my partner would shower the love with more comfort zone. Actually, in every phase, like we both are having love and bond each other, but that indifferences of opinion, right? It always make me to criticize myself, even in the motherhood journey also, like whether am I expecting too much from my kid, or am I being too strict? Why am I like this? So why can't I handle in a very best way or in other some way? So this self criticism has enrooted in me without unknowingly. And when it comes to social health, I feel blessed for the people and the connection I have around with me. Because for me, this if someone we all feel right, if someone believes in you and started support you for the whole journey at the right moment or at the right time, right? We always feel blessed, right? So I'll always feel blessed for the social connection around me, and I blessed for the family, neighbors, and community around me. When it comes to financial health, and as I was grown up in a farming village, I always had a sense of security with this foods, vegetables, and the resources with what I'm having. Because I grew up by seeing my father creating a stability in financially, and my mother of managing with with the resources what was available. So by seeing this, I value money and focus on simple living, and I more focus on the needs than the comparison. In the financial health phase, also, there was a moment like, am I earning or how am I contributing to the family? Because there was ups and downs, but in this financial stability, I clearly stand on myself and I clearly plan with what plan for myself with what the resources was available. And I could say that there was somehow I can manage in this financial health with more clarity and focus. And when it comes to vocational and professional life, for me in a childhood dream, it was like I want to become an IAS officer. If you ask me why you had the dream, what is the purpose of becoming an IAS officer, I would say I don't know. I would say I would become an IAS officer. But during my all the phases and throughout my journey, I usually learn and share and knowledge with others. And by qualification, I am an engineer. But through different phases of life, even my professional path has took different turns. Initially, I worked as a software engineer, then senior software engineer, then I took a pass or in my career. Then again I resumed by as a teacher. Then again I started as a software trainer and stepped into this holistic nutritionist. So in all the phases, if you see, like I used to learn and share with the knowledge what I had to the people whom am I training or who am I teaching. And then I created an impact in their life, but I never realized that this was I'm doing in all the phases. Because once I realized the purpose of becoming an IAS officer is to support people life. It is like to create an impact in people life. Actually, I was doing the same purpose unknowingly, but once I realized the purpose, I was traveling through the dream with some pauses, I started seeing myself as very proud because I'm doing the job like what I was dreamt of, right? So I was so happy in my professional life. And when it comes to spiritual and well-being, I always believe there is some higher source guiding us and supporting me throughout the journey. And for me, the spiritual value, I used to say first I have to true to myself and I have to value myself and listen to my conscience. And this visiting a temple visits, prayer, traditional, I love to do because it brings some self inner peace and calmness. So, by going through this seven areas of life, will easily understand the root cause, right? Because there is a lot of suppressed anger and frustration, depression, deep-rooted fear, and self-criticism, and there is low energy level because there is no active movement. As I was working and sitting in a working in a place for a continuous long hours. So we are going to address this physical health and emotional and mental health majorly. So with this root cause, we stepped into the interventions. So we worked on lifestyle intervention, holistic intervention, and nutritional intervention parallelly. With the lifestyle intervention, I practiced activity tracking, conscious breathing, and physical declutter. We all know like a physical declutter is clearing the things externally around us, right? Like initially it started as a practice. By doing externally, this physical declutter leads to mental decluttering. Because by arranging the things, I used to think like how to arrange, how to keep it more neatly so that more focus and clarity has been developed by doing this physical decluttering. And with this conscious breathing, I used to lose myself if I some memory has triggered. Okay, so that time I used to do conscious breathing, inhale and exhale. I used to rise and lower hand for this inhaling and exhaling, and it helps me to connect with the present moment. And when it comes to activity tracking, Through this 108 days lifestyle reset program, this physical fitness session will be happening in a early morning from 5 to 5:45 a.m. So weekly 5 days session. 3 days will be cardio and endurance, and one day will be a Surya Namaskara practice, and one day will be dynamic stretching. So during this initial phases, I took several pauses in the session because that is the time I starting the movement after a very long time, and but I didn't stop it. I continued with my consistency. I showed up for every session because I have to lay foundation help for me, right? No one else. And then my energy level has slowly improved, and I become more stronger. Then I gained my confidence and I increased my movement. And initially, I didn't believe on myself with my physical movement. And later on, I am the person who celebrated for myself for my movements on through this journey. So with this, we'll go to holistic interventions, and I practiced unposted letter. So I felt this unposted letter was a very safe place to express my emotions to someone whom I'm not able to communicate. So I started expressing the suppressed or holding emotions which I was having. And with this unposted letter, I started doing this releasing journaling also. So this both help me to release or let go of my anger, frustration, and this tiredness and guilt. And with this unposted letter, when it comes to self forgiveness, and the self forgiveness is all. Initially, I understand that forgiveness is all about forgiving others. But once I realized that I had abused my mind with so many thoughts and abused my body, and it is the important to self forgive first. So I started self forgiving myself. So the self forgiveness letter also helped me to make feel lighter on myself that I am okay. It's okay. You are trying your best and you are going on a very good direction. And with this Hopno practice, initially I started as a practice, but slowly turned to believe the process or trust the process very confidently. Because initially I had a situation like where my neighbor had a opposition or some contradiction with me, but I practiced this for almost 25 to 30 days, and after that I seen a very drastic change in that. And the same neighbor had stepped in and communicated with a very softer tone, and he communicate supported me for some other personal things. I was so surprised because I continuously practiced hopno for that particular situation alone. So this gave me a wonderful and support for my practice in this journey. And when it comes to gratitude space and gratitude journal, yeah, I feel very abundant by practicing this because there will be someday, right? Yeah, we will plan something and it will not go as how we planned. So surely, like we will feel down or we will feel low, right? But by practicing this gratitude journal, I realized of turning those pain moments into blessings. So that moment of awareness, the knowledge I've gained during these experiences, right? I started being grateful, or I started thanking to the situation or to the awareness I've gained. So that made me to feel right. I am a very I have so many things in my hand, and I'm so richer in my life. So this by seeing this gratitude space, I felt like I'm connecting to the present moment. So I used bookshelves for making this gratitude space. So with affirmation, we all knew, right? It is a positive statement with the repetition, and it reinforces me like I am doing this process, and I'm believing this process is in a good way. So, and when it comes to nutritional intervention, and I usually follow this water tracking, sunset supper, that is completing the dinner before 6, or sometimes by maximum by 7. So having fruit, adding milk and milk products. But this is a food journal is a new one which I practiced in this intervention. Actually, as I said, right, initially I came for weight loss, so I restrict some foods, and I usually avoid it also. But this food journal helped me to create an awareness, also developed a healthy relationship with the food which I love, and which I and it also created me some knowledge, and I gained some knowledge how to avoid it. And with this, you are seeing the intervention shots of this first two pics of forgiveness letter. And this with the book shelves, you are seeing the my gratitude space. And you are seeing this hopno practice. I used to write 21 times a day. And the next is appreciation and gratitude journal. And the next is food journal. And with this outcome is this is a quality of life comparison scorecard from World Health Organization. And with this, you can see the physical health and psychological health and environmental health has a greater improvement. There is a slight decline in social relationship because as I'm undergoing house renovation, we all are staying apart due to this renovation process. So, but it remains with a high category. So this is exclusively analyzed and given by our mentor Jyoti Srinivas ma'am. And with addition to this, you can see this forgiveness scale scorecard also. Here also we can categorize into self forgiveness and forgiveness of others and forgiveness of situation. There is a slight improvement and slight decline, but it overall it has been improved. The forgiveness scale has been improved slightly. And with this, this is I said right during while starting the journey, I started looking beyond the scale, right? And this is the outcome of how what I gained beyond the scale, because I gained the journey of strength and balanced mind and renewed energy. So here you can see that I transformed from health risk range to healthier range with a waste ratio, and energy level has been improved, and sleep quality has been improved drastically, but I maintain with the same weight. And with this, that is an visible external shift. With the internal shift, I would like to say is even now I'm healthy, I'm capable, I can continue showing up for every role and responsibilities. But the changes, I'm very active and energetic for whole day, with more functional strength and more active movement, because apart from the physical fitness session in the morning, I exclusively spend average of maximum or minimum or maximum I could say 5,000 to 6,000 steps per day exclusively by walking. And so this all has been the internal shift from my side throughout this journey. And to add upon this is like I said right in the physical fitness session itself, one day is a Surya Namaskar, and in that Surya Namaskar we will do so much of variations. But we'll by in that session itself doing 2 to 4 set of Surya Namaskar itself, I felt very challenging and I felt very hard to do it. When it comes to through the end of the journey, we had gone through this 21 days Surya Namaskara challenge. Initially, for doing 12 count on a single day itself, I felt very hard to do it because I experienced shortness of breath, and this knee pain, index toe pain, and full body tiredness. And but still, I felt like I have to continue, and I have to show for myself, right? I have to lift myself. No one will come and lift you and than better way of except you, right? So I showed up for myself and I continued slowly, steadily, and consistently achieved the milestone on account of International Yoga Day. We did 108 Surya Namaskaras, and I wondering like I have completed and achieved that milestone because that is my beyond my limits. Like I never ever dreamt of like I can do 108 Surya Namaskara in my lifetime. So that was a so much proud moment for myself because it is not about weight loss. It is all about strength, consistency, and becoming a better version of myself. So with this, I would like to add a feedback like how this 108 days lifestyle reset program helped me. So when I joined this 108 days lifestyle reset program in February 2026, I stepped in with a thought like I wanted to lose weight. But slowly, this journey made me realize that it was not just about the number on the scale. It was about understanding myself, listening to my body, rebuilding my stamina, reducing tiredness, and bringing back the active version of me. Earlier, there were days when I didn't even complete 1,000 steps. I was taking care of my responsibilities and everything around me, but somewhere I had forgotten to give that same care and time to myself. Through regular movement practices, conscious breathing, mudras, and small lifestyle changes, I slowly started reconnecting with my body. Today, apart from my regular sessions, I am happily creating time for myself and completing around 5,000 to 6,000 steps. More than numbers, I can feel the change within me. I feel more active, flexible, and confident with my own body. My nutrition journey also changed the way I looked at food. I understand that healthy eat eating is not about restricting myself, but about respecting my body, understanding its needs, and nourishing it with balance. The holistic practices help me look deeper into myself to understand my emotions, appreciate myself, accept myself, and build a beautiful connection with who I am. This journey helped me reset my habits, reconnect with myself, and rebalance my body and mind. I started this journey searching for weight loss, but I received something much more valuable. That is, I found my connection with myself again, and I'm so proud. I can say it very proudly. Thank you so much, Jyoti ma'am. And with this, I would like to add a thank you note. With a heart full of gratitude, I would like to thank Dr. Suresh Kumar sir for creating this wonderful opportunity, a space not only for learning but also for self-discovery and transformation. My sincere thanks to Jyoti ma'am. It was not just guidance, it was the way you observed every small detail, tracked each step of progress, followed up consistently, and supported throughout this journey that created a such deep impact. This journey was not always smooth. Towards the end of March, I lost a family member and emotionally I went through a very difficult phase. I missed a session for few days, stopped opening up during discussion. Somewhere I felt like I was losing myself. At that moment, the way Jyotimam patiently supported me, encouraged me, and help me come back on track is something I cannot completely express in my words. Through journaling, emotional release practices, and continuous breathing, help me to reconnect with myself again. I'm truly blessed to be part of this team because each and every person in my team has been inspired me in different ways, even though they are junior or senior. Age doesn't matter because I have learned something valuable from each and everyone from my team. I sincerely thank universe for bringing this opportunity into my journey, and I sincerely thank my mentors and for beautiful learning throughout my life. Thank you so much, Jyoti ma'am, for your dedication and the encouragement and constant support because this transformation is not only because of how I practiced or what I practiced, but also because of the environment and the guidance and belief you all created around me. So I'm truly grateful from my heart. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to this case presentation.